Remember who you were before the fog rolled in? The woman who could hold complex conversations while mentally planning dinner and remembering to call the insurance company? The one who felt sharp, capable, fully present in her own mind? The woman who could navigate workplace challenges with confidence, maintain emotional balance in relationships, and feel like herself in her own body? She's still there, beneath the clouds of confusion that may have become your daily companion. And what if I told you that the mental clarity you're grieving might not be gone forever? What if the science shows that with proper treatment, 65% of women experience significant symptom improvement, and cognitive recovery rates are even higher, 70 to 85% improvement in brain fog and mental clarity? Welcome back to part 4 of our 5-part series on the hidden menopause crisis in America. I'm here with Power of Little, where we believe that small shifts can create big change without the hustle, without the pressure, and where sometimes the gentlest step forward is simply understanding that hope exists. Over the past 3 days, we've explored the devastating impacts of untreated menopause, the $26.6 billion economic cost, the workplace productivity crisis, and the heartbreaking relationship toll. Today, we talk about the science of recovery and the research that shows your mind can clear, your sharpness can return, and the woman you recognize as yourself can emerge from this transition stronger than before. If this series has been a lifeline for you, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Tomorrow, we'll discuss how you can be part of the change that makes recovery possible for millions of women. Your support helps us reach women who desperately need to know that hope exists. Let's start with what might be the most important statistic in menopause research. With proper treatment, 65% of women experience significant symptom improvement. This isn't a small subset of lucky individuals. This is the majority of women who receive evidence-based care. But the improvements are even more dramatic when we look at specific symptoms. 70 to 85% improvement in brain fog and mental clarity, 60 to 80% improvement in memory function, 75 to 90% improvement in concentration and focus. These aren't just subjective reports of feeling better. These are measurable improvements on cognitive testing that demonstrate real, quantifiable changes in brain function. Recent systematic reviews and meta-analyses involving over 27,000 participants have revealed crucial insights about how different treatments affect cognitive function. The timing matters. When hormone therapy is initiated during midlife or close to menopause onset, estrogen therapy shows measurable improvements in verbal memory, processing speed, and overall cognitive function. If you've been struggling with brain fog, if you've been questioning your intelligence or wondering if this is just your new normal, I need you to hear this. For most women, the cognitive changes of menopause are not just treatable, they're often reversible. To understand why treatment works so well, it helps to understand what's happening in your brain during menopause. The fog you're experiencing isn't imaginary or inevitable. It's the result of specific biological changes that can often be addressed. I am not a medical doctor, so if I get something wrong here, please offer a kind correction. From my research on this topic, I have learned that estrogen isn't just needed for reproduction. It's a powerful neurochemical that affects multiple brain functions. It influences neurotransmitter activity, particularly serotonin and dopamine, which affect mood, focus, and cognitive processing. It enhances blood flow to the brain, ensuring adequate oxygen and nutrient delivery to brain cells. It supports the growth and maintenance of brain cells, particularly in areas involved in memory and learning. It helps maintain the protective coating around nerve fibers, ensuring efficient signal transmission. When estrogen levels decline during menopause, these brain-supporting functions diminish, leading to the cognitive symptoms you may be experiencing. But here's the hopeful part. Many of these changes can be addressed with appropriate treatment, and the brain often responds remarkably well to intervention. Recent neuroscience research reveals why cognitive recovery is not just possible, but probable for many women. The brain's capacity for neuroplasticity, its ability to form new neural connections and adapt, continues throughout life. When estrogen levels are restored or symptoms are addressed through other means, the brain often responds by improving blood flow to cognitive centers, enhancing neurotransmitter function, and supporting the growth of new neural connections. Beyond cognitive function, the mental health impacts of menopause are both significant and highly treatable. Understanding this connection is crucial because mental clarity and emotional well-being are deeply interconnected. Depression risk increases by 65% during the menopausal transition. Anxiety symptoms affect 75% of women. Mood changes impact 78% of women, but with proper treatment, those risks can be reduced by 60 to 80%. The connection between hormonal health and mental well-being is profound. Estrogen affects the same neurotransmitter systems that regulate mood, and many women find that addressing hormonal changes significantly improves their mental health outcomes. This creates a positive cycle. As mood improves, cognitive function often follows, and as thinking clears, emotional resilience increases. The fog you're experiencing affects everything from your work, your relationships, your sense of self, but recovery in one area often leads to improvement in others. One of the most empowering aspects of current menopause research is the recognition that there's no one-size-fits-all approach. Treatment can be personalized based on your symptoms, health history, preferences, and goals. Hormone therapy is available in multiple forms: pills, patches, gels, sprays, and they can be customized with different types and doses of hormones. Research shows significant cognitive benefits when started during transition. Local estrogen therapy specifically targets vaginal dryness, painful intercourse, and urinary symptoms. It has minimal systemic absorption, addressing safety concerns currently affected by an unnecessary and inaccurate black box warning, the topic of tomorrow's FDA panel. Many women avoid treatment due to safety concerns, particularly around hormone therapy. It's crucial to know that the research landscape has evolved significantly. For many women, particularly those who start hormone therapy during the menopause transition, the benefits often outweigh the risks. The absolute risk for most women are actually quite small, while quality of life improvements can be substantial. In addition to medical interventions, regular exercise, particularly strength training and cardio, shows significant benefits. It improves cognitive function, mood, and physical symptoms. It can be as effective as medication for some symptoms, and it creates a positive feedback loop with energy and motivation. Meditation, yoga, and mindfulness practices reduce symptom severity. Improved sleep often leads to significant improvement in brain fog. All of these lifestyle changes form a foundation for other treatments to be more effective. Understanding what to expect during treatment can help you stay committed to the process and recognize improvement when it occurs. Within the first 8 weeks, you might expect sleep improvements, mood stabilization, hot flashes may start to decrease, and energy levels may improve. Within the first 6 months, brain fog typically begins to clear. Memory function starts to improve, concentration and focus return gradually, and processing speed increases. And by the full 12-month mark, maximum cognitive improvement usually is achieved. Mood changes stabilize, physical symptoms are typically well controlled, and quality of life improvements become substantial. It's important to know that improvement isn't always linear, and some women may experience benefits sooner or later than these typical timelines. The key is working with healthcare providers who understand this process and can adjust treatment as needed. Tomorrow, an expert panel at the FDA will discuss removing the black box warning on vaginal estrogen. This seemingly technical change could have profound implications for treatment access and the willingness of both healthcare providers and patients to consider local estrogen therapy. So what could this change mean? Well, increased provider comfort with prescribing appropriate local treatments, reduced patient fear about accessing needed care, improved insurance coverage and accessibility. It sets a precedence for evidence-based policymaking in women's health and better quality of life for millions of women experiencing these symptoms. The Power of Little approach to menopause treatment isn't about pushing any particular option. It's about ensuring you have access to accurate information and supportive healthcare providers so you can make informed decisions about your own body and health. Learning about your options from reputable sources before making any decisions is so important. The North American Menopause Society website provides evidence-based information without commercial bias. The website can also help you find a healthcare provider who specializes in menopause or has received additional training in midlife women's health. They maintain a directory of certified menopause practitioners. Keeping a symptom diary to help identify patterns and communicate effectively with healthcare providers is key. This helps both you and your doctor understand which symptoms are most problematic. Another important piece of recovery is connecting with other women who have navigated treatment decisions successfully. Online communities and menopause-informed friends can provide valuable perspectives. Remember, you deserve healthcare providers who listen, take your symptoms seriously, and work with you to find effective solutions. Don't settle for dismissive care or providers who suggest you should just tough it out. Tomorrow, in our final piece of this series, we'll talk about how you can be part of the change that makes treatment more accessible for all women. We'll discuss the July 17th FDA panel in detail and provide specific ways you can add your voice to the movement for better menopause care. We'll explore how the transformation of menopause care from a neglected health issue to a national priority could represent one of the most significant advances in women's health and economic policy in American history. Your voice, your story, your experience of navigating this transition, these matter in creating the change we desperately need. Whether you've found effective treatment or you're still searching for answers, your perspective can help other women and influence policymakers. Today, I want you to hold on to this hope. The fog you're experiencing is not your new normal. The sharpness you remember is not gone forever. The woman you recognize as yourself, clear thinking, emotionally balanced, fully present, can emerge from this transition not just intact, but often with greater self-knowledge and resilience than before. You don't have to accept brain fog as inevitable. You don't have to struggle with memory issues in silence. You don't have to let this transition define the next chapter of your life in diminished terms. The science is clear. For most women, the cognitive changes of menopause are treatable. The fog can lift. The sharpness can return. Whether you choose hormone therapy, non-hormonal treatments, lifestyle interventions, or some combination of approaches, the important thing is that you have choices. Your cognitive functioning matters, not just to you, but to your family, your workplace, your community, and society as a whole. If this message of hope resonated with you, I would love for you to join me for tomorrow's video about how to be part of the solution. Visit poweroflittle.com for gentle, evidence-based treatment resources. Share this with someone who might be struggling and needs to know that recovery is possible. And consider exploring treatment options with a qualified healthcare provider. Thank you for watching part 4 of this series. Remember, recovery is possible, hope is real, and you're not alone in this journey.